how to keep on walking this line between my visions and the highway signs. I don't know how to keep on striking the spark to ignite the flames that will pierce the dark. But I'm already gone if I can't live while I'm here. Yes, I'm already gone if I can't love through the fear. It's awful hard to keep from being a wreck when I feel the breath of the reaper cool on my neck. It's hard to live inside the rhyme and the rhythm of the song, to respirate my gratitude and pretend that nothing is wrong. But I'm already gone if I can't live while I'm here. Yes, I'm already gone if I can't love through the fear. So I hang on tight and watch the slipping sands, try to hold the contradictions in the palm of my hand. For every grain that tumbles, there are more that remain. The hand that closes to a fist loses all that it contains. So let it crack wide open, let this broken heart bleed. Let it soak through the soil and nourish the seed. Let the water from my eyes be a gift to the parched land. So all my sisters and brothers rejoice hand in hand. 'Cause I'm already gone if I can't live while I'm here. Yes, I'm already gone if I can't love through the fear. If I can't love through the fear, sisters and brothers, we must love through the fear. It's all about love. 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 It's all about love.
A covenant is a promise made to ourselves and others about how we want to treat each other.
A covenant is a promise made to ourselves and others about how we want to treat each other.
These promises are ideals, and this document is a record of our highest aspirations.
These promises are ideals, and this document is a record of our highest aspirations.
If we find ourselves breaking these promises, this covenant will serve as a reference and a reminder of our agreements.
If we find ourselves breaking these promises, this covenant will serve as a reference and a reminder of our agreements.
This is a living document, and it will be reviewed and updated as we grow into our SUUSI mission.
This is a living document and will be reviewed and updated as we grow into our SUUSI mission.
The mission of SUUSI is to provide a one-week experience evoking the best within us, in concert with Unitarian Universalist principles.
The mission of SUUSI is to provide a one-week experience evoking the best within us, in concert with Unitarian Universalist principles.
SUUSI offers the opportunity to share an intergenerational environment of love, personal freedom, ethics, and joy in an intentional, non-judgmental community.
SUUSI offers the opportunity to share intergenerational environments of love, personal freedom, ethics, and joy in an intentional, non-judgmental community.
Safety. We are all responsible for creating an emotionally, physically, and spiritually safe space for all participants.
Safety. We're all responsible for creating an emotionally, physically, and spiritually safe space for all participants.
Trust. We offer our authentic selves, allowing ourselves to be vulnerable and holding the vulnerability of others with the greatest care.
Trust. We offer our authentic selves, allowing ourselves to be vulnerable and holding the vulnerability of others with the greatest care.
Validation. We see, hear, and value each other for who we are with all the expressions of our identities.
Validation. We see, hear, and value each other for who we are with all the expressions of our identities.
Affirmation. We show appreciation for the gifts each person brings to this community.
Affirmation. We show appreciation for the gifts each person brings to the community.
Accountability. We strive to act as if everything we do matters for the well-being of our SUUSI community.
Accountability. We strive to act as if everything we do matters for the well-being of our SUUSI community.
Reconciliation. We agree to enter into truth and reconciliation processes when conflicts or disagreements arise.
Reconciliation. We agree to enter into truth and reconciliation processes when conflicts or disagreements arise.
These promises are ideals, and this document is a record of our highest aspirations.
These promises are ideals, and this document is a record of our highest aspirations.
And this document is a record of our highest aspirations.
And this document is a record of our highest aspirations.
And this document is a record of our highest aspirations.
If we find ourselves breaking these promises,
this covenant. If we find ourselves breaking these promises, this covenant
will serve as a reference and a reminder of our agreements.
If we find ourselves breaking these promises, this covenant will serve as a reference and a reminder of our agreements.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Thursday night transition service. Before we begin the service and I introduce the people who are bringing this to us tonight, I want to share this message from our SUUSI leadership. As we approach the close of our second virtual SUUSI, our hearts are full of dreams and plans for next year. We look forward to gathering in person, hugging, singing, sharing meals, meeting spontaneously, looking each other in the eyes. At this time, we don't know what backdrop to place behind those mental images. We have not yet signed a contract with a host university. Our hope is to return to the beautiful campus of Western Carolina University. However, WCU hasn't yet figured out what their policies will be for hosting groups after the pandemic. It's possible that they will make decisions that won't work for us, such as attendance caps. We don't know for certain. The board and core staff are exploring all of our options. Reverend Amy Carroll Webb reminds us, SUUSI is not a place, but a people. We know this, and yet we also recognize that opening a site search is hard during this time in which we long for the familiar. Whether we return to WCU or find a new home, we'll hold on to the parts of SUUSI that nurture us wherever we are. And now, tonight's service features the Big Sing, led by Joanna Lovell. Joanna is a virtual content creator, choir director, music minister, and audio engineer. This year's Big Sing is her fourth, 2 in person, 2 pre-recorded. The song this year inspired her and the singers to offer their best to worship at SUUSI. Written by Peggy Seeger, the song Love Call Me Home is a treasure of friendship, just like SUUSI. Creating virtual choirs continues to be very meaningful to Joanna. Joe Jencks is a 22-year veteran of the International Folk Circuit, an award-winning songwriter, and celebrated vocalist. Jencks has penned several #1 folk songs, including the ever-relevant Lady of the Harbor. Joe has also performed and preached in over 200 UU congregations throughout the U.S., Canada, and Ireland. Joe is a dual U.S.-Irish citizen and has also been a cultural ambassador with the U.S. State Department. Reverend Cindy Landrum serves as the minister of the First Church of Stowe and Acton in Massachusetts. Fun fact, Cindy's mother, Caroline, and sisters, Kathy and Carrie, all have names that start with C, as does Cindy's daughter, Katie, who you'll see in TWAB tomorrow night. Reverend Jaimie Dingus serves as the minister of the UU Church in Huntsville, Alabama. This is her 10th SUUSI. Fun fact, Jaimie has gotten extra SUUSI this year because her best friends at SUUSI have had a weekly Friday Zoom call every week since the pandemic began. Ben Ryan lives in Harrisonburg, Virginia. He's been to 18 SUUSIs, and fun fact, one of his hobbies is roller derby referee. Probably a good skill for managing the teen dorm. Thank you all for bringing the service to us tonight. Let us begin.
Let it be a dance with you. May I have this dance with you. Through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Let a dancing song be heard. Play the music, say the words, and fill the sky with sailing birds. Let it be a dance, let it be a dance, let it be a dance. Learn to follow, learn to lead. Feel the rhythm, feel the need. To reap the harvest, plant the seed. And let it be a dance, let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you. Through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Everybody turn and spin. Let your bodies learn to bend. Like a willow in the wind. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. A child is born we will die. Time for joy, time to cry. So take it as it passes by. Let it be a dance, let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you. Through the good times, the bad times too. Let it be a dance. The morning star comes out at night. Without the dark, there can be no light. If nothing's wrong, then nothing's right. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let the sun shine, let it rain. Share the laughter, share the pain. And round we go again. Let it be a dance, let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you. Through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Take this week home with you. You created it. And you can create it at home, in work, and play, and with family. Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you. Through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. And once more for SUUSI 2015. Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you. Through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance we do.
Friends, this evening we light our chalice with words adapted from Joanne Giannino. We light this chalice in honor of life's sacred dance.
We light this chalice because it reminds us of the cycles of life, of living and dying.
We light this chalice for all the moments in between.
For love found, for love shared.
For joy, for movement, for ritual, for sacred work.
May its flame remind us of those who have passed to us fragments of holiness.
May this flame remind us to marvel at the fragments of holiness reflected here in this moment.
May this flame continually remind us to claim our place in this dance of life.
There's a flame in the darkness, burning deep within our hearts, in the love that grows between us. This is where the journey starts. There is hope in the stillness. There is solace in our friends and in the love that grows between us. This is where the isolation ends. Come full circle in a moment. Hold no shame in what you feel. This old world love that flows between us, know that thunder holds no fear. In the struggle you hold sacred, when the arrows pierce you through, in the love that flows between us, may your courage be renewed. There is music in each silence, there is promise in each day, and in the love that holds between us, may we always find our way. Come full circle in a moment, hold no shame in what you feel. This old world will keep on turning, and our broken hearts will heal. There's a flame in the darkness, burning deep within our hearts, in the love that grows between us. This is where the journey starts. There is hope in the stillness, there is solace in our friends, and in the love that flows between us. The sacred journey never ends. Yes, in the love that holds between us, the sacred journey.
Thank you, Joe. This year that we've lived through, from virtual SUUSI to virtual SUUSI, has been a year that for some may feel like a moment frozen in time. Others for whom it's just a blur, like viewed through a glass darkly. For still others, it's in sharp and staggering movement. Whether this year was overall a positive year or a negative year for you and yours, we have marked an unforgettable year of change. One of my touchstone quotes, one piece of solace in the heartbreak of the world for me this year, comes from Octavia Butler's book, a parable series of books. She says, "All that you touch, you change. All that you change changes you. The only lasting truth is change. God is change." These words hold resonance for me in a time of constant change where the ground has shifted regularly under our feet and the future is still uncertain. One of the great changes we've experienced this shifting year has been loss. As we mark hundreds of thousands of deaths from COVID-19, some of us also lost people close to us, whether from the pandemic or other means. And we lost members of the SUUSI community, and we will honor their lives through a sharing of names today. But I wanted to take a few moments to think about other types of losses we've experienced this year. The loss of our chance for 2 years in a row to gather in our large and diverse SUUSI community and be together in person. The loss of hugs, the loss of singing together in raised voices, hearing our harmonies and our missed notes in real time. The loss of wink games on the lawn for teens and barbecuing into the night. The loss of sitting together across a table in the dining hall. the loss of sitting shoulder to shoulder at cabaret and dancing together as the sun goes down. In our lives outside of SUUSI, there have been many losses as well. Loss of friendships and relationships sometimes as the country sank into political discord, the loss of jobs as businesses closed up for the pandemic, the loss of arts and cultural associations around us as the people stopped coming, as well as the loss of events we love to go to and times together with friends. Broadway will open again, but so many little theaters and museums will not. The coffee shop I went to in college, which lasted for decades since, has closed its doors for good. The bowling alley where I hung out with my kid and my Girl Scout troop has closed its doors for good. Nobody was bowling last year. Businesses across America that were parts of our lives are gone. And while one can say, well, that's business, each one represented meaningful moments and income for the lives of its workers and owners. Our lives have shifted dramatically this year. And it's important to mark both the little losses and the big ones, to mark not just the deaths, but also the missed proms and the school musicals, the weddings held in small groups, the funerals postponed, the birthday parties that happened only over Zoom. There are joys among these losses, and we will share those too, the births, the new beginnings, but we begin with honoring those things that will not be the same again, the holes in our lives that may ease with time, but right now may still be aching. In the midst of sorrow and loss, our impulse, our response is to form religious community. Together we are that flame in the darkness that Joe sang about. So that we don't hold our sorrow in isolation, we come together. We honor the names of those who have gone before us. We lift them up in our tears, and we commit ourselves to continuing to build the beloved community that they strove for and were a part of. And now, in beloved community, we honor those in the SUUSI community that we have lost. So I invite you now to take a moment of silence. Turn off your other devices than the one you're watching the service on if you have things playing in the background. Stand in witness if you wish, or sit in attentive participation as I read the names of those we have lost this year. We remember them. Barbara Smith. The Reverend David Hicks McPherson. Doug Hughes. The Reverend Carl Bretz. We remember them. Now I want to take a moment to invite you to share the names of other people you have lost in the chat, whether they were part of the SUUSI community or not. And yes, it is okay to name animal friends as well, because our furry, feathered, and scaled friends are important parts of our lives, and their losses too were sharp and painful during this time. So let's just take a moment and share their names in the chat. I'm not going to read them all, but we'll hold these names in silence. We remember them. For all those we've named, and for all those we continue to hold in our hearts, we remember them. Amen. Blessed be. Ashe.
When the waters are deep, friends carry me over. When I cry in my sleep, love call me home. Time ferry me down the river, friends carry me safely over. Life tend me on my journey, love call me home. When the waters are cold, friends carry me over. When I'm losing my hold, love call me home. Time ferry me down the river, friends carry me safely over. Life tend me on my journey, love call me home. When I'm weary and cannot swim, friends carry me over. Open your arms and take me in, love call me home. Time ferry me down the river, friends carry me safely over. Life tend me on my journey, love call me home. Take the gift I bring, friends carry me over. Deep within me life is singing, love call me home. Time ferry me down the river, friends carry me safely over. Life tend me on my journey, love call me home. Life offers a chance for friends to carry us over. Time can stop or dance forever, love call me home. Time ferry me down the river, friends carry me safely over. Life tend me on my journey, love call me home.
And despite it all, despite our broken, weary hearts, I ask you to marvel at the fragments of holiness reflected here in this moment. Looking back at the many months of distance, looking forward at a world of possibility and transformation that lays before us up to our own creation, I want to marvel at what we have gained in this time. And friends, we can acknowledge what we've learned and what skills we'll take forward with us without falling into the trap of toxic positivity. We can hold the spaciousness of an enormous grief with the same tenderness that we hold the gifts of this time. We can acknowledge that what has been gained was not worth it in any transactional sense, but that what has been gained will be necessary as we imagine our way forward. And so I offer these 3 gifts gained in this season of pandemic. The first, of course, is patience, even for those of us who are not by nature patient. I'm one of those. In this past more than a year, we have been asked to be more patient than ever before. Patient with big things like vaccines and stimulus checks and changing institutions and gut-wrenching decisions. Patient with smaller things like children and pets. Patient with the overwhelmed people all around us trying to make it through the best way they can. This time told us to slow down, breathe, and count each breath as a blessing. And now, as we gather for the second time as a virtual SUUSI, it seems the world is inching toward a new time, perhaps teetering between what we hope for and what we have. Be patient. We've already proven to one another that we can weather hard storms. Be patient, for it will take patience and understanding and a whole lot of love to find our way back to each other. The second gain of this time has been innovation and creativity. Surely you've seen that to be true in your own lives. Knowing how communities of all kinds responded to the danger we faced with new ideas, brave solutions, previously thought impossible ways of meeting and growing and being. It shows that despite challenges, we can use our values and our talents to find new ways. We can say that what we crave and value most is relationship and community. And through bold experiments and healthy trial and error, we can find new ways to be together. Our creativity, our innovation, and our willingness to keep trying will serve us well in these coming years. And finally, I think we've gained an even deeper gratitude for and recognition of our interconnection. This time continues to show us, despite our division, that each of us is so firmly tethered to each other. Each of us is responsible to and for each other in miraculous and mortal ways. Our interdependence became so much clearer in the ways we've had to show care, in the sacrifices we've had to make. This lesson, too, will continue to serve us for years to come. And I've found that through the loss and the isolation and the pain, and through all that we've gained, my heart has been healed by the gently turning earth and the reminder that life goes on. In a moment, we will name and bless and celebrate some new little ones who've joined our community. These children are precious gifts gained into the SUUSI community this year. I look at them and see a reminder that even in this painful season, there are those among us who count someday of 2020 or 2021 the best day of their lives. What might we all gain if for a moment we join these families' joy? What might we all give to these children to sustain that joy? How might our gifts of patience, creativity, and knowledge of our interdependence better equip us to welcome and nurture these new children? In this community, when we gather to mark life's milestones, we pause to dedicate our newest children. Child dedications are our welcoming ritual. They are a moment for families to present their children to their community. They're a moment for communities to pledge their love, care, and support to children and families. They are a moment to call the child's name, welcoming in who they are now and all that they will become. They are a moment to celebrate that in community we all take part in the nurturing of children. Yes, child dedications are a holy moment. And here at SUUSI, there's something extra special that takes place in this holy moment. A child dedicated here at SUUSI joins a community that is ever changing, ever evolving, ever growing. These children are welcomed into a circle of love that continually stretches forward to new people, backward through a history of elders and ancestors, and outward to this large network of community across the country and the world. A community that holds and grows and stretches and cares, and for a week each summer returns to itself. And tonight, I have the distinct privilege of leading this rite of child dedication so that we can welcome in a very special, very loved child. I'd like to let you meet him. So tonight, we dedicate this child as a member of the SUUSI community.
Hi, everyone. It's Darcy Whitlow, and this is my husband, Brandon.
Hi.
And this is our beautiful vocal son, Rowan Whitlow. And before we talk about Rowan a little bit, I want everybody to see that he has his nature staff onesie on. He can't wait to be on nature staff next year. And Brandon's going to tell you a little bit about some of his personality and milestones.
He's a very sweet boy. Super good baby. Like, we couldn't ask for a better baby. And we both love him so much. Recently, as far as milestones go, he's just starting to actually crawl. So, like, he's in the beginning stages of that. And also, he's way more vocal, as you can see.
Almost standing up on his own.
Yeah, he's ready to just be on the go for sure.
And he's just, like Brandon said, the best we could have asked for. I mean, he loves nature, he loves being outside, he loves animals, and he's just so sweet and amazing, and he cannot wait to meet all of you. So happy SUUSI week. I'm so glad you got to see Rowan, and I can't wait for you to see him in person next year.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And he does bye-bye sometimes.
Bye-bye.
Can you say bye-bye? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, it's close enough.
Definitely close enough. Thank you for sharing Rowan with us. Rowan Michael Whitlow, we welcome you as the squirming, joy-filled child you are tonight, so treasured and loved. We welcome you as the curious child you will become, as the confident bridger who will one day dance across the stage to new adventures, as the adult who will lead and live and love and grow, as the elder who will share their experience and wisdom. And SUUSI community, you're part of this too. I ask you, will you support Darcy and Brandon and their whole extended family in loving and raising this child? Will you offer Rowan community and care here at SUUSI? Will you answer his questions, share his laughter, and guide him as he grows? If so, will you type in the chat or say aloud where you are? We will. You are already on it. So many we wills. And Rowan, as is our tradition, I have a rose for you, and it, like you, is bright and beautiful, and it has no thorns because for now it's part of my responsibility as part of your community to make sure nothing comes your way that could hurt you. And I want to dip this rose into some water. And I imagine touching this rose to your forehead, a few drops of this water landing on you. And this water was actually collected from the river outside the Airbnb I'm staying at, the North Fork Holston River. And I learned that this river connects to another river that connects to another river that flows past Cullowhee, North Carolina, where sometimes we've gathered for SUUSI. And so I think that this water connects you to SUUSI, to all of us, despite distance. And I hope it blesses you, as we all do. We bless you and welcome you from far across the world, connected like that drop of water. Later on, I will press this rose for you and send it your way so you have something permanent that will remind you that this day and every day onward, you are surrounded by the love of this community. And so I say, welcome, Rowan Michael Whitlow. Let's see some welcomes in the chat as well. Blessings to you, blessings to us all. And now, let us take a moment of song and silence to recognize all the children, the great gifts that have blessed our lives this year. If there's a child in your life, a new child in your family, a grandchild, a new child in your friend group, a new child that blesses your life or blesses the SUUSI community that you'd like to lift up, you may share their name in the chat, and we will all sing together, "I Know This Rose Will Open." I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open.
Hello. I have the privilege of being the teen director for this SUUSI. When I first agreed to help lead the teen dorm at SUUSI 2019, little did I know what life had in store for us all. However, this group of teens, and especially the bridging 17-year-olds, have shown me that despite all we've been through this past year, love truly does bring us together. It has been a joy and a privilege to watch this group of 17-year-olds grow to the cusp of young adulthood. I've gotten to see you all blossom and grow into leaders in this amazing community, and that has been such a treasure. Whether you have been with us since you were 14 or you have entered our virtual teen family this year, you have each contributed your unique gifts to this magical and transformative space. You have laughed and played and danced together, supported each other through heartache, tears, and difficult times, and you've forged deep bonds that will last far beyond your time as a teen. As young adults, you have the opportunity to create the loving, supportive, and joyful space you've known as teens for yourselves and for others at SUUSI too. I know that you will carry your teen dorm experiences, both in person and virtually, forward as you become not only members, but also active participants in the many facets of SUUSI life, and share your gifts with the greater SUUSI community for years to come. The experiences you've shared this SUUSI are truly unique, no matter your age group. No one has ever experienced SUUSI the way we have, yet we have all become masters of technology, intentional connections, and care amongst those we interact with. We've all had to give up hobbies and activities and learn how to do them differently. We have all had to grow, change, and adapt with the world. At times, this experience may have felt unbearable. The challenges may have felt too difficult, the hardships too hard. Yet we have learned much, and we won't ever forget how precious is community, how precious is life. This week, you all have come together and shared your laughter, strength, and love to turn something unbearable into something beautiful. You have woven the unique gifts each of you brings to our community into a beautiful tapestry of friendship. Without each of you, this community could not have been complete. While only the teens are formally bridging, we are all crossing into new territory, every day making the choice to live and love again. In the days to come, each of you who are formally bridging will be receiving a chalice pendant to commemorate your bridging experience. May this gift from the SUUSI teen community be a symbol of our love for you, and that no matter the distance between us, love will surely bring us together again. I will now read the name of each bridger, and if you want, please give them some congratulations in the chat. Suzanne Schuyler. Tuesday Coward. Braden Gordon. Emmanuel Ibarra Jimenez. Maggie Kramer. Ava Lazar. Andrew Topin. Sam Vitas. Congratulations to all the bridgers.
Gather here to celebrate, we gather to rejoice. We gather here to witness and honor with one voice. Your sacred journey, a love that never ends. The beauty of your being in the company of friends. We will hold you through your laughter and your pain. We enfold you dawn to dusk through sun and rain. On your path of wisdom, wherever you may roam, in the circle of those gathered here, you will always find a home. Every joyous step we take, we learn to say goodbye. We live and love and laugh and grow, and take the time to cry. For all that we have lost, for everything we've gained, for the changes that we all embrace, and the love that still remains. We will hold you through your laughter and your pain. your path of wisdom, wherever you may roam. In the circle of those gathered here, you will always find a home. Like rings of growth within a tree, we count another year, transcending time and distance. Even still we gather here, ever changing. We know nothing stays the same, but the love we hold within our hearts still remains our guiding flame. We will hold you through your laughter and your pain. We enfold you dawn to dusk through sun and rain. On your path of wisdom, wherever you may roam. In the circle of those gathered here, you will always find a home. Sing it from wherever you are. We will hold you. We will hold you through your laughter and your pain. We enfold you dawn to dusk through sun and rain. On your path of wisdom, wherever you may roam. In the circle of those gathered here, you will always find a home. In the circle of those gathered here, you will always find a home.
Paraphrase Joe's fine words in benediction. Together here in this hour, in this circle of gathered community that is our home, we have shared our laughter and pain and honored the rings of growth from year to year, birth to death. May the love of this SUUSI community enfold us as we depart, and may it transcend the time and distance between us from now until we are together again. Go in peace.
All will be well, all will be well. All manner of things will be well. Wherever life may call you, wherever you may dwell, all will be well, all will be well. We gather here to witness and affirm the harmony of spirit and of heart, manifest within you, brought forth from deepest hope to be a force of healing in this world. All will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. Wherever life may call you, wherever you may dwell, all will be well, all will be well. You find your purpose in service to a light that emanates from each and every being that is life. We see the gifts that blossom in your care and the people who are nourished by your love. All will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. Wherever life may call you, wherever you may dwell, all will be well, all will be well. May you go forth to mend what has been broken, to feed those who are hungry, to quench the ones who thirst, for a world of compassion, for mercy that abounds, and a place to dwell in sacred gentleness. All will be well, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. Wherever life may call you, wherever you may dwell, all will be well, all will be well. One more time, all will be well, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. Wherever life may call you, wherever you may dwell, all will be well, all will be well. Wherever life may call you, wherever you may dwell, all will be well, all will be well. All will be well, all will be well. Go in peace. Thanks for being with us this evening.